You know, I still wake up some mornings and can't believe it all happened. Right here in Oak Ridge Meadows, this quiet little spot tucked into the Montana hills, where I thought I'd finally found some peace after losing my wife Emily to that damn lung disease that dragged on for years. But there I was, stumbling out onto my porch at the crack of dawn in my old flannel robe, coffee mug in hand, only to see Brenda Caldwell, our HOA queen bee, going full berserk on my rain catchment tanks with a damn crowbar, smashing them like they owed her money, orange spray paint flying everywhere, turning my driveway into a messy river of water and chemicals that stunk like hell and soaked right through my slippers. She looked up at me mid-swing, paint splattered on her fancy jacket, and flashed this creepy smile like she'd just won the lottery. What the hell would you do if some neighbor turned vandal on your stuff before the sun's even up? Man, it all started when I moved here 3 years back, chasing that dream Emily and I had of a big plot where we could grow fresh produce for the local shelter. Her way of giving back, even as she faded away, always saying, "Mike, let's feed folks who need it. Make something good out of this mess." So I scraped together what was left after the medical bills wiped us out and bought this 1.8-acre slice with those old 1938 water rights baked into the deed from when it was ranch land. Rich dirt, crisp mountain air that cleared your head, and me out there every day planting carrots and beans, harvesting maybe 150 pounds a month to donate, feeling like I was keeping her spirit alive with every handful of soil. Oak Ridge sold itself as this perfect blend of country charm and upscale living, neat lawns, uniform fences, all that HOA-approved nonsense, but I just wanted to garden in quiet, not bother a soul. Then Brenda rolls in like a storm cloud in pearls, 45, ex-real estate shark from Oregon, zipping around in her shiny black SUV, always armed with a tablet and a tape measure like she's measuring for coffins. She got elected HOA president on promises of elevating standards and maximizing values, but really it was her obsession with control. Everything had to match her vision or else. First hit came on a chilly April Tuesday. I hear her heels clicking up my path like warning shots, flanked by her compliance squad. A couple of nosy neighbors with clipboards held like shields. "Mr. Harrington," she says, her perfume hitting me like a wall, clashing with the earthy smell of my turned beds. "We've got to talk about your water setup. It's a breeding ground for bugs, and frankly, it doesn't fit our aesthetic." Hands me this thick packet. 38 pages of new resource guidelines slapped onto the bylaws at some meeting I never heard about, demanding a $400 evaluation fee and $40 a month for oversight. My hands, rough from years digging ditches, gripped that paper while she snapped pics of every tank, every hose, like I was some criminal. What burned me was my fixed income, $100 a month from retirement, nothing left in savings after Emily's fight. This place was all I had, and one wrong step meant losing it all to fines or worse. But Brenda didn't know she'd picked the wrong guy. I'd spent 25 years engineering water systems for towns across Montana, knew the ins and outs better than most lawyers. As her car peeled out, I dusted off an old file from the shed labeled 1938 survey, and grinned, Emily's locket around my neck feeling warmer somehow. She had no clue the kind of pressure I could bring. Things escalated quick. By Thursday, she's back with her ace in the hole. Greg Caldwell, her sister's husband, the HOA's slick lawyer, looking like he stepped out of a bad courtroom drama with his gelled hair and suit that screamed billable hours. "Mr. Harrington," Greg drawls, his aftershave thick enough to choke on, "you're out of line with state regs and our rules. Shut down those tanks now or face 150ers a day in penalties, leading straight to lien and sale." They treat my yard like a forensic scene, measuring every inch with lasers and notes, Brenda clicking away on her phone, logging my zucchini as non-conforming greenery. Greg smirks. "Water rights? Cute, but HOA trumps that. Empty 'em in 24 hours, old-timer." Meanwhile, my mail guy Pete lingers, then whispers later, "Mike, she's gunning for others too. Helen for her bird baths, Bill for his pickup in the drive, Sophia for her swing set colors. It's like she's clearing out the holdouts." That lit a fire. This wasn't random, it was a shakedown to flip properties. I hit the county records that Friday, buried in stacks of yellowed papers smelling like dust and old ink, and bam, Montana's first-in-time, first-in-right water doctrine is ironclad, constitutional gold. My rights predated the whole subdivision, couldn't be touched by any HOA fluff. Filed my claim with the water board. Rigged up cameras everywhere, 'cause I sensed she'd go dirty. Sure enough, Saturday night feed shows Brenda and Greg sneaking around at midnight, flashlights bobbing, whispering about piling on fines to hit $12,000 and force me out. Greg's tape measure clicking like a countdown. Time to rally. I called Helen Baxter first, that retired contracts lawyer with a spine of steel, and over coffee at her place, surrounded by law books and that strong brew that could wake the dead. She drops the bomb. Brenda's big vote on those guidelines? Only 19 out of 280 owners showed, way under the 15% quorum Montana demands for big changes. Their whole castle's on sand, Mike, she says with a wink, sliding proof across the table. Digging deeper with my old contacts, turns out Brenda's drowning in debt, bad flips in Oregon, leased ride, house upside down. She's engineering sales for commissions to stay afloat. Bill Novak joins us. His builders know how spotting the scam patterns. Sophia Ramirez from County Planning pulls files showing a massive condo development brewing, needing 80% owner buy-off or forced buys. Brenda's firm locked in for fat fees. Security cams catch the gold at 2 a.m. Thursday, Brenda slinking in with jugs of cleaner, dumping it into my tanks to fake contamination, muttering, "Gotta push him out before the resort deal leaks." Resort deal? My heart pounds as the fumes ruin weeks of rain, but that slip was worth it. This was bigger than water. It was gutting the community for profit. Brenda ramps up the theater, a community alert meeting at the hall, slides blasting my tanks as hazard zones with faked pics of overflows, local news eating it up as she bats her eyes. "We're just protecting our homes and kids." My tires get slashed at the store, mailbox tagged with "Get Out" in orange. Her signature stink. Then the fake emergency. During her swanky wine night, she dials 911 about poison smells from my yard, sirens blare, hazmat suits swarm my beans, front page splash, water hoarder sparks scare. But we're building back. Cams nab her kid Tyler, spiking my water with junk, Greg coaching via phone, make it reek, no prints. Oh. Helen uncovers the resort app. Prime land grabs targeting us resistors. More folks join after her meeting flops. Bill shreds her science with facts. My tests showing purer water than taps. Ethics board nails Greg for conflicts, repping the HOA while pocketing from displacements. Then the jackpot. Those 1938 papers? My plot controls an upstream earthen dam from ranch days. Riparian rights over the creek feeding every pond, sprinkler, fancy fountain in Oak Ridge. Full say on flow for maintenance, superseding all else under state law. Helen and I hike up there, pine scent thick, water humming against the old gates. Simple cranks could release it all legally, for safety checks to avoid bursts. We plan it precise, during Brenda's big investor bash in the Low Meadow, her lakeside luxury pitch at 3 p.m. Saturday. File notices, alert families, stage pumps, and medics. It's not payback. It's mandated relief to prevent real disaster, like the 92 flood pics show. Morally? Emily's voice in my head. Protect the neighbors from greed. Brenda freaks at the postings. Emergency meets. Fake injunctions from Greg. Even shows up Friday with a $20,000 check. Makeup running. Begging, "Drop the liens. I'll apologize. Just delay a week." Cams catch it all. Her admitting the harassment was bogus. Tyler tries sabotaging the dam that night. Bolt cutters grinding. Cops haul him off for felony tampering. Media flips. My briefing on water law has reporters grilling her at her terror alert presser. She crumbles under facts. Inspector confirms, release now or risk collapse, lives at stake. Saturday dawns clear. From the dam I see her party sparkle. Tents, catering, strings tuning, investors milling in suits. At 3 sharp I turn the wheels. Grind of metal, rumble building, 40,000 gallons an hour rushing down like truth unleashed. Cameras roll as water creeps in. Guests chuckle at first. Nice feature. Then panic as tables float, amps spark, Brenda screeching, "This is sabotage!" Soaked to the knees, she charges up, Greg flapping wet papers. "Terrorism!" I megaphone calm. "Folks, this is constitutional maintenance. Prior rights trump your schemes." Crowd cheers as her empire drowns, investors bolt, dreams soggy. By dusk, water's gone. No harm, just mess. Greg gets disbarred for fraud. Tyler scrubs the dam on probation. Brenda's license yanked, bankrupt, shows up months later at my door, broken. "You stopped me from ruining more. Thanks, I guess." Community rebuilds. Bill's Prez now. Fair rules. Helen's free clinic fights over reach. Emily Water Rights Fund scholarships kids in engineering. Our tale sparks laws in 4 states shielding owners. Gardens booming, 300 pounds monthly donated. Emily's legacy thriving. But was flooding her party justice or overkill? Drop your take below. Your wildest HOA hell. Share, debate right versus wrong, how far you'd go for fairness. Hit like if this hit home, subscribe for more real deal showdowns. Knowledge flows, and so does payback.